Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Kitty Litter, where we talk about real shit happening right now. This is Oliver.
Wyatt.
And Tucker.
And this week we have two stories for you. The first one being Lil Nas X and his controversy he's been getting into with his new song and new sneaker line. And then the other one is on March 30th of, well, yesterday for us. 3 different Mason buildings in Vancouver were set on fire. And I'll start with Lil Nas X. So for those of you at home who don't know, I don't know how you don't know, it's been blasted all over the news everywhere. Lil Nas X is a musician, most famous for, what's up?
Old Town Road.
Old Town Road. Recently released a new song, Montero, Call Me By Your Name, in which there's a lot of biblical imagery, satanic imagery and stuff like that, and alongside with it, with Mischief, they released a new sneaker line called the Satan Sneakers, 666 of them, costing $1,018, that'd be $1,278 Canadian. So what are your thoughts on this before we get too far into the news?
I haven't even really seen the entirety of the music video. I think I saw like the first, I don't know, maybe minute. I've never really looked into it.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I all I've heard is that there's a stripper pole down to hell and seducing Satan.
He just bangs himself, basically. It's weird.
Yeah. It's just Lil Nas and Lil Nas and Lil Nas having sex, seducing each other, killing each other, sending each other to hell.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
I think I'm gonna have to give it a watch just to like fully understand
That's
what
why
we're talking about.
That's why I'd watch it and I still don't know what we're talking about.
That's what I mean. Like, it's like, here's the problem, right? Like, you're like, after being told that, it's like, is it weird to watch? Like,
right?
Is it weird? But it's like, I kind of want to know what everybody's talking about.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Right? Like, that's what, like, I don't know.
Because what I was mainly hearing was satanic, this is satanic. And I'm going into watching it, and it's like the whole thing is an allegory or metaphor for him coming out as homosexual. And I think it's a great way to do it. And
honestly,
I think
costume that was dope. Some of the costumes were sick.
Yeah. Because even with his tweets that he was releasing with this, he wrote a letter to his 14-year-old self. I was reading it out now. Dear 14-year-old Montero, I wrote a song with our name in it. It's about a guy I met last summer. I know we promised to never come out publicly. I know we promised to never be that type of gay person. I know we promised to die with the secret, but this will open doors for many other queer people to simply exist. You see, this is very scary for me. People will be angry. They will say I'm pushing an agenda, but the truth is, I am. The agenda to make people stay the fuck out of other people's lives and stop dictating who they should be. Sending you love from the future, LNX, Bow and Arrow Heart.
I like that. Because it's true. Like what you said, it's all in a way to show the struggle.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's really powerful when you have a platform to speak to people who are going through struggles that maybe you've experienced, and if there's a way that you can help, that's a pretty cool thing to be able to help people who are in the same struggle.
Yeah.
I think. Right? It's like, I don't know, I'm not really religious. I'm not tied to any religion. I just kind of believe that whatever's out, there's something there. And that's just me. I think there's something there, but I don't know for sure what it is. So for me, I don't know. Like, personally, I think that this is the creativity aspect of it, of connecting the two things together. I don't know. I think the shoes, with the whole lawsuit now that's going on, I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. I don't know. So yeah, like I said, like I believe in there's a God, and you're sure I believe in there's a God, but at the same time, it's like, I believe it, I don't believe at the same time, and it's just like, I guess I can't say anything because I know what you're saying. It's a very touchy subject, especially when it comes to religion and it comes to this stuff, because then people get very like, like in like a hoorah about, and fair enough. Like I'm not saying it's you don't fucking fair enough, man, but just. It's just one of those things where it's like, hey, like this guy, it's just art. I think he meant it in that way. I think people are taking it in a way of, oh no, he's showing he's a Satanist and this and that. Like, no, I don't think so. I think he's just legitimately, he's an artist who just he's like it's like he's I don't know like if that can make any sense. But it's like he's trying, like he's not trying to be, but it's like, hey, you know what? Lady Gaga can be super fucking out there. Why can't I be super fucking out there as well? It's like, yeah, fair enough, dude. Fucking do it, because. Why not, right? Fuck it. Like, if you want to do this shit, fuck it. Like, I don't think he meant any harm. I think it was just him, like how you were saying, just being artistic about it and being like, yeah, fuck it.
I think, because there's... This is such a topic that you have to...
Walk on eggshells.
You have to... Because you don't want to hurt anybody on either side. Right. You want to be very, very courteous and respectful to both sides because you don't want... You don't want to upset anybody, right? And that's the hard part about this. Like this topic and this discussion, it brings up a lot of things that are, for me, looking at Lil Nas and what he is putting out, it's true. You know what? That struggle is true. People for a long time have struggled with their sexuality because of the things that have been forced upon them by people telling them that who they are is wrong, which is terrible in my opinion. And I think that's the worst thing ever. I think personally, you know what? I think that's horrible that you're pushing that somebody can't be who they are.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly, to me, that's disgusting. And yeah, that's my opinion on it. But also I know that we're talking in very general blanket statements, and I don't want people to get offended who are religious, because maybe some people who are religious are saying, no, we don't believe in that, or whatever, right? I'm tiptoeing around the subject because I don't want to offend anybody and freaking get canceled, right?
Fair enough.
Well, I'm ready to dive right in. Because when Lil Nas was talking about it, in the music video, there is a scene depicted of him on a stripper pole going to hell, and he said, hey, you told me my entire life I was going to go to hell for this thing. I'd rather go to hell and be who I am than live being something I'm not.
Fair enough.
And I think one of the tweets that really hit home about how fucking furious he has been about how he has been treated. He says, I spent my entire teenage years hating myself because of the shit y'all preached would happen to me because I was gay. So I hope you are mad, stay mad, feel the same anger you teach us to have towards ourselves.
Good man is bad, man.
It's the truth. What he's saying is the truth.
Yeah.
And I was actually having a conversation with my cousin about this last night. So saying, hey, for the next artwork, this is the next thing we're going to be talking about, the Satan shoes and stuff like that. And we go into, because we're both Christian, we go into a deep discussion about, as a Christian, how do we feel about this? And the bottom line for any Christian out there should be, no matter what a person does, no matter what they do, Christianity isn't a religion about judging someone.
Mm-hmm.
It is a religion about peace and respect. The only person in Christianity who can judge is God.
Yeah.
Bottom line. Feelings aside, let people be who they are. And I think that's one thing that this song, The Outrage Has Caused, is doing great. Because it's calling out like the Chick-fil-A type people, the Baptists and all that. It's attacking them more than anyone else. It's saying, hey, you're preaching the hate. I'm trying to preach the love, but I have to do that by preaching the hate as well.
Fair enough.
And that's kind of what I got by it. Because you had even Governor Chrissy Noam saying, our kids are being told that this kind of product is not only okay, it's exclusive, in reference to the shoes, but you know what's more exclusive? Their God-given eternal soul, saying if you buy into these, you're going to hell and stuff like that. And then Lil Nas replies, you're a whole governor and you on here tweeting about some damn shoes, do your job.
Honestly, fair enough. Like, honestly, like, yeah.
Also, here's my question. Like, we go into this, and it seems like every time, like, Motley Crue's first album, Shout at the Devil, the original cover was a pentagram.
Yeah.
And, like, it comes up with, this whole thing. Like, this isn't the first time that this stuff has happened.
It won't be the last.
Music is...
No.
For sure.
It's an artistic expression. I mean, like, sure, maybe... Here's the thing. Maybe you don't align. Maybe you as a person don't align with the artistic subject matter, right? And it's like, okay, but it's also, I don't know where that you know what I mean? I don't know where that line crosses, where it's like, okay, you don't align with that, but it's artistic in that sense, where it's like
I don't agree with it, but at the same point, I'm not going to shoot a guy down because he's expressing himself.
Yeah,
and that's the struggle, that's the line, right? Where it's like, where do we? I don't know. For me, I personally chalk this up to artistic, and I think it's a way to show creatively. It's a way that he's creatively describing the struggles that he went through, and trying to support other people who are going through the same struggles that he had found himself in, and maybe he is still going through, unfortunately. Because
he even posted, I didn't save that screenshot, but he did said, hey, as much as I'm making jokes about this whole situation, it still is kind of hard for me to process this. Because this was a marketing tactic released over like the Psalm weekend and all of that, attacking or being released on a religious holiday to get as much appeal as possible. This wasn't just your everyday releasing a song. No, this is set out to prove a point. This is set out to say, hey, why is it not okay for me to be me?
Yeah.
Why do I have to be the one that dances with the devil?
Right.
And that's when we get into his shoes that he also released and probably made a shit ton of money over. The Satan shoes, which in the soul of it includes a drop of blood from people who work at Mischief. People getting up in arms about that. But if we also remember, Kiss did the exact same thing with their comic books.
Actually, I have their comic book in my room.
Really?
Yeah, I'll go grab it.
All right. Yeah, but it's not like something Mischief hasn't already done, because they had their Jesus shoes, which had holy water in the sole. No one was up in arms about that, even though it was profiting off of a Messiah. Right? No one was up in arms.
No. It's... I don't know.
It's another place where you have to draw the line. And while Tucker's getting that, on there, there is...
This is my prized possession. My girlfriend Mercedes got this for me. So the red ink. There's 40 pages of full-colored comics plus never-before published photos and features printed in real Kiss blood. So this is the type of stuff where I go, this isn't the first time.
Yeah.
Like, this has been done in the past, and we fought, the whole Tipper Gore situation and all that stuff with Twisted Sister and stuff. This isn't the first time that artists have been in a spot where they're fighting for their creative freedom.
Right.
But it is a tough subject, because it is talking about religion and sexuality, and how the two have...
They're kind of at odds
throughout
the years.
And how each of... I don't know how to... I don't even know how to put it into words, because how the two have really been...
Well, it's a form of oppression on both sides, really.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. I feel bad for the people who feel like they have to hide who they actually are, because they have been forced into fear, or the fear that they won't be accepted. I think that's brutal. I really do.
And you're being forced to live as someone who you're not.
Yeah, I think that's terrible.
Because then, and let's talk more about the sneakers. So on there they have Luke 10:18, which is also the price, $1,018. That passage from the Bible says, "He replied, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven." And a lot of people have been kind of misquoting this, because he's trying to make Satan look cool. It's like a flash of lightning and he's falling. It's like, no, if you read the whole passage from the Bible, then goes, I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. However, do not rejoice that the spirits submit to you, but rejoice your names are written in heaven. The whole thing is Jesus setting out his 70 or 72 disciples to preach the name of God and stuff like that. And he's talking about how the devil had fallen through evil and stuff like that. He's saying it's not praising the devil, it's actually saying, no, he has fallen. And because all the way I have interpreted it is because of society and religion that has made me also fall with him.
Oh, okay.
That's how I've taken it and interpreted it. I might be wrong, but that's art. It's all interpretation.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I couldn't even give you my thoughts because I don't know.
That's the thing, right? Like, I don't know a lot of stuff about Christianity. I don't know a lot about religion. All I know is that it's something that
enjoy the world. Go to for guidance or for whatever, right? If it's guidance, if it's peace, if it's.
And Nike is suing over creative licensing. They didn't license out the the Air Max, whatever it is.
I think it's Air Max 97s.
That's it. Yeah, and Nike's suing over this. However, they didn't sue them over their Jesus shoes, which we talked about where you were getting the comic. So it's like, is this a double standard that Nike's themselves crossing?
I think so.
Is it just a way to save face in the US? But I guess a good way to wrap this up is I'm going to read one more tweet from Lil Nas. Actually, no, two more. OMG, if you roll down your window at Chick-fil-A and play Call Me By Your Name, they give you free sandwich and a lemonade. And I really just finessed a song about fucking to the number one song in the world. Which, good on him, I guess. Yeah. But Lil Nas has responded to the Nike lawsuits, and he has published an apology video, which I've sent to you, which if you want to play now.
Like, I don't know enough about this situation to really speak about my opinion.
If it's still in the news next week, I'm sure we can reopen it and then.
Hey guys, I see everybody's been talking about this shoe, and I just want to come forward and say, okay, that's right.
So I think that's a worthwhile apology.
Fucking fair enough. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Fucking right on. Good on him for standing his ground.
Yeah.
Like fucking mad props for literally just being like.
Because when I was like looking into this at home, I was he actually posted an apology, played it, and I burst out laughing.
That's honestly great.
Well, that wraps up. In other news, in Vancouver, 3 Mason buildings were set on fire on March 30th. The first 2 was in North Vancouver, one was in East Vancouver, quite close to where I live, actually. A man has been detained. The alleged arsonist was found like 2.5 hours after the last fire. But there's been no clear motive on why, which is the strangest thing.
That's fucked.
Especially if you're talking about something like the Masons. Like the oldest society that's still going, the oldest fraternity, essentially.
Who's their enemy? Who's their
The Jasons.
Jasons.
Masons versus the Jasons.
That's the other fraternity. That's the fraternity from down the hall. Yeah.
A couple streets.
Down
a couple streets.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't fucking.
I didn't know this was a thing. Like until I think it was before you wanted to talk about it. I think it popped up. I just looked at Masons are in Vancouver. Cool.
Yeah. But it was such a targeted attack because you had 6 a.m. The first one in Lynn Valley Lodge, owned by the Masonic Center, that was set in fire. Then just before 7 a.m., City of North Vancouver responded to another fire at the North Vancouver Masonic Center at Lonsdale. And then, which is just 10 minutes away, like a 10-minute drive away. And then at 7:30, it was at the Park Lodge in East Vancouver on 29th Avenue. Luckily, no one was injured or killed in this.
That's nice.
Unfortunately, a 110-year-old building was destroyed, destroying a piece of Canadian history.
That's fucking...
Which is really shitty. But at the last burning, an off-duty police officer had a physical altercation with the arsonist. He saw the guy with the jerry can. Off-duty police officer comes out with his gun saying, "Put it down." They got in a fight. Guy split. Only to be found 2.5 hours later.
That's good. At least they caught the guy.
Yeah.
It's such a...
And did they say how old this dude is?
I think it was 46-year-old.
That's fucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you think he was part of the Masons who maybe something happened and he wanted revenge, or was he, like I said, was he a guy who maybe didn't align or agree with what the Masons would do?
Honestly, it could be anything. We could touch on it again next week if I find more.
It's so bright, so new.
Yeah, it's still brand new, but again, it's Freemasons and conspiracy theory go hand in hand. They're like deep rooted in everything.
Yeah.
And to see suddenly an attack like this hitting 3 different buildings in the same day within the same hour, essentially.
Honestly, yeah.
It seems very targeted.
Oh,
it seems planned.
Yeah.
We got a couple.
That creeps me out.
We got a couple quotes from the Vancouver Sun. Somebody had an agenda. Who knows why? Said Sonny Bond, who wore a windbreaker embroidered with the Masonic symbol. BC and Yukon Grand Lodge 150th anniversary, which is this year. The world is full of nuts. He said the Masons are a fraternity that does charity, and 200 members meet regularly with other lodges, but haven't been during COVID-19. To be a Mason, you have to be a member of the men-only club, he said. The Lonsdale building, which is the one that fully burnt to the ground, which dates to the 1900s and house a library of old books, art and photos, is a complete loss. It's a stunning loss. The fire also made nearby Feed Me Fit, which provides pre-made meals for pickup by 5,000 customers a month, was also said owner Vanessa Stonehouse. Everyone's just devastated. It's one of the most random attacks, but also this isn't. If you're listening to this outside of Vancouver, we also recently just had a mass stabbing at the Lynn Valley Library.
Oh yeah,
these two could be completely separated. But to have them one after the other...
Yeah, it's a little... That seems a little, like... Little messed up. Little fucking fucky.
The world's been going...
Fucking sideways.
Ever since this pandemic, man. I don't know what it is, but... Shit's been getting weird here on Earth. Or just here where we are.
Vancouver, yeah.
Like, it's been getting weird and eerie, and...
It's like the cycles are coming out of play. It's fucking, like, it's bizarre.
It's getting scary. And my mom is out in BC right now, and we were gonna go. It was like a choice. We were gonna go to North Van.
Oh, yeah.
The day that the stabbing happened.
Oh, sure.
And then we were like, no, we're not gonna go.
Yeah.
Like... Not saying that we were going to go to the mall or anything, but it was like...
You were going to be in that, like, in North Van.
Yeah, in the area. And it's just amazing because it goes to show you, and I've really been noticing it lately, just how you really do have to appreciate the time that you do have on this planet.
You do never know.
You never know. And unfortunately, there was one woman who was taken away from us way too soon, and that's very unfortunate. I think they do have a GoFundMe out right now, so if you guys would like to donate to that,
we'll put a link in the description down below for that.
For sure. I mean, we're talking about serious things on this podcast, and we really do want to show the respect about these conversations that we're having, because these are actual people. These are the people's real lives we are discussing. And we do not, by any means, want to be disrespectful while we are talking about these at all.
Absolutely. Right?
I think, getting back to the Mason building fires, my girlfriend has also been seeing graffiti around Broadway area where she works, saying, I think it was down with the Yups or something like that. Down with the Yups, down with the rich people and stuff like that.
I think I've seen that too.
So, can this be connected with that? Is there an attack on the rich people in Vancouver now?
Unfortunate. as bad as it sounds, time will tell.
Yeah.
Which is fucked. I could see it, honestly. I could see that because, again, like I said, the pandemic. Ever since the pandemic, it's what, a year, almost 2 years in. Yeah, people are going fucking psycho, and it's just like, what the fuck? I don't know if it's just, I don't know if it's people's like, maybe like deep down they were fucking meant like deranged, and now it's like, fuck it, like if this is the world, I'm gonna fucking be the real me.
This has been Oliver.
Why?
And Tucker.
See you next week. Thanks for watching that video. If you want to hear more movies about conspiracies, hit this button up here to see more videos. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button right here. Now if you turn on the bell notification, you'll be notified every time we upload a video. That'll be coming out weekly, every week, so you don't want to miss it. Now if we messed up anything in our discussion, if we got some of the facts wrong, please let us know down in the comments down below. And follow us on social media. We've got our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all linked down below, so give us a follow on there. Hope to see you next time.